Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix both of them together. The content that I'm going to show you right now should give you a little bit of a pause because an entire state, for up to 3 weeks recently, starting on November 2nd, was not able to buy guns. No purchases whatsoever because of a mandated choke point that the state put in place for mandatory background checks, but then the system goes down and all of a sudden no guns are allowed to be processed in the entire state. This is one you need to send out, and it is a cautionary tale of why you do not allow a state to do this. Everything's going to be linked into the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, and of course make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because we are spreading freedom, and this right here, what I'm about to show you, is a direct attack on that freedom that we are spreading every single day. All right, guys, so listen. Here's the thing. When you're looking at gun system sales and mandated background checks and statewide requirements, it's systems that the gun controllers put in place. Just like red flag laws are systems that the gun controllers put in place with what they claim is the best of intentions. And ironically, this only happens in blue states. It's weird. But the big thing that I want to highlight, these systems are the very thing that the sponsor of today's video, USCCA, is putting in place to prevent. Red flag laws, charges against you if you defend yourself with a firearm. All of these things, USCCA has an option for you, and it's linked into the description box below. Weaponization of the legal system, weaponization of the government, judicial system against your Second Amendment rights is a real thing. If you live behind the blue wall, expect a pretty serious push over the next 100 to 200 days from state legislatures trying to ramp up their red flag law systems, add more people to it. USCCA is ready to defend you should that become a thing, and they have all the resources you need to see what states are doing what to your gun rights, including defense in a worst case scenario. Link right down there in the description. It's the best thing you can do, guys, to at least know your options. That's why I partner with them, and thank you to them for making this content possible. All right, so as we go into this, this really gets my goat. I find this so fascinating that an entire state cannot process gun sales for 3 weeks, and we're just now hearing about it on the 17th. Did you guys hear about this? If you're in the Washington and the Oregon area, if you are in the northwestern part of the United States, did you hear a peep about this? Let me know in the comments, because I have pretty good systems of information put in place for this channel. I didn't hear about it through the gun networks. I didn't hear about it through the national gun rights groups. I didn't hear about it from Twitter contacts, emails from any of my viewers, and that's what usually happens. This is a weird one. Let's continue. Gun sales resume in Washington after system outage halted background checks statewide. Now, why is that so important? And as you can see here, the date of this release is November 17th. Wow. So the reason this is so incredibly egregious is because they built an entire system with no escape valve, with no pressure release, with no way to do background checks on a backup system. Everything is built through a mandated state level choke point. If that choke point gets clogged, no gun rights till they fix it. Watch. Gun sales across Washington have resumed following a weeks-long delay caused by a cyber attack on the state's judicial information systems earlier this month. Officials confirmed that as of 1 p.m. Sunday, the firearm background check system known as the Secure Automated Firearms eCheck Safe system is back online, allowing transactions to process once again. Well, thank God, that only took 3 weeks. It happened on November 2nd. That's why this is so frustrating. A 17-day delay from November 2nd to where I'm doing the video right now. And that's not the only backlog. Just wait for it, okay? This included the system that oversees mandatory background checks for firearm sales and ownership. If there has ever been a cautionary tale for why you do not allow states to duplicate federal efforts on background checks, this is a pretty good example. The state level was hacked, and because they didn't have a backup system to do their background check systems, everything was halted. You could not buy guns. Wait until I show you the number of people that were infringed upon on this. But again, interestingly enough, you didn't hear a peep about this. Let's continue. Maybe you should spread it out so everyone catches up. During the outage, the Washington State Patrol received an average of 700 background check requests daily, but none could be processed. Thousands of firearm sales were delayed, leaving buyers, sellers, and businesses owners frustrated. Yeah, I'd be frustrated because the state said, nah, nothing right now, just put them on a wait list, we'll figure it out. When we're up and running, we'll let you know. These are constitutional rights. What do you bet on the left if this was a system that mandated, goodness gracious, abortion and all of a sudden there was a hack or a system failure, what you think there might be a little bit of an uproar on that one? Just saying. The picking and choosing of what support and what not to support on state level because of political partisan reasons is really kind of gross. But guys, just to reinforce the point, 700 people per day for 3 weeks. That is thousands of people who could have needed that gun for self-protection, could have needed that gun for a job, could have needed that gun to protect themselves in their homes or their families. Nope, it's okay, guys. The system's just down. We'll let you know when the system's up, and don't worry, the government's on it. This is why you don't allow these things to go in, because even gun controllers, with what they proclaim as the best intentions, cannot prevent from things like this happening, which they have a mandated choke point where you can't get around it if the system goes down. Anyone with a half of a brain has a failsafe for anything. When videos don't work on this channel, me, Katie, and Tim, we have background or backups upon backups upon backups of ways to get content to you guys. What's the state do? It's just down, wait it out. It's just anybody with a brain has a backup. Anyway, we're still taking applications, but there's no timeline we can give people, said Melissa Denny, owner of Pistol Annie's Jewelry and Pawn in Bonnie Lake, during the outage. We take the brunt of the frustration for customers who don't understand the delays. Fair, because they are not the ones that have to fix the issue. The state goes, it's not working, we'll let you guys know, dealers. 700 a day? Of course the customers are going to be pissed. That's a constitutional right. It's the second one. It's that Bill of Rights, that pesky Bill of Rights that the left really likes to destroy and assault. Yeah, the second one. You know, whatever though. It's just guns. They can wait. It's okay. Safety. However, the disruption sparked concerns about infringements on constitutional rights, with many calling for swift action to resolve the problem. Yeah, no kidding. But again, I'd like to reinforce the fact that they didn't even have a backup system because they're all about safety. They didn't even have tertiary backup systems to go, just in case this happens, this happens. Nope, we'll let you know when it fixes. If you ever needed a reason not to allow the state to get between you and your gun rights, there's a pretty freaking good reason right there, Blue Bastion states. But now, let's continue because there's a statement. You guys know how I love me a good statement from a bureaucracy. Officials caution that it will take time to navigate the delays and process outstanding applications, but they are committed to doing so safely and efficiently. Well, thank God. Good Lord. Here comes the statement, and then I'll show you how long it's going to take them to catch up. Okay, again, constitutional rights because of a failure of the state, not the individuals or the businesses. Quote, God, if there has ever been a pre-canned response, this is it. We are cognizant of the public's legal right to own, purchase, and sell firearms, and will continue to do our best to mitigate the impacts of the recent system outage as expeditiously as law, safety, and capacity will allow, the agency said in a statement. Talk about corporate government gobbledygook. Why don't you just say we suck, we didn't have a backup system, people didn't get their constitutional rights, are bad, we'll fix it immediately, and then we'll put in a backup system just in case this ever happens again. What do you bet that's not going to happen? But don't worry, guys. They're going to work through the backlog here shortly. Check this out. Officials anticipate that it will take at least another week to catch up fully. Okay, so if you're keeping track at home on your little notepad, that means there was a 3-week delay because the system was hacked and went down, and then there's a week-long delay to process it. That is 1 month out of 12 in the entire year where the state of Washington could not buy a Second Amendment right, which is protected under the Bill of Rights, because the state cannot put in a backup system to when their system goes down or is attacked by a hacker. And so the constitutional obligations are just, guys, just be patient. They are totally cognizant, and they are working on it as expeditiously as possible. That's not an acceptable answer. And if you ever want to know why you don't put a state in charge of this for safety, that's a pretty good example, because they built an entire system mandating that you had to go through their system, and they didn't build a backup door or a trap door or a release valve or a pressure valve if something went wrong. Anybody with a simple brain, 2 neurons to rub together, can go, you might need a backup in case this system goes down. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you on the next one. Braden out.